Live. Oops. Oh, come on. We're sorry there was an error starting my broadcast. We are live. Let's see. It's gone live 3 times. Let me see if anybody... Can you see it? Are you on my broadcast?
I see it.
Hey, welcome. Lisa Magoulas. How are you?
Lynnie, how are
Lisa's
you?
live. That's right. Haha. Awesome. Okay, welcome for joining us. My name is Lynnie Wennerstrom, creator of CrazyAwesomeHealthyYou.com and author of the book 7 Simple Steps to Crazy Awesome Healthy You. Let me turn this around. Say hi to you. Hi, I'm Lynnie, and I am interviewing Lisa Magoulas. And let me just real quick tell you a little bit about Lisa. So thank you for joining us, Emmy Ruglu. Thank you. There, we're back with Lisa right there. So Lisa, you went away. Come back. Come back, Lisa.
Sorry.
Come
I tried
back.
to turn the light on. It looked a little dark.
Very nice. Okay.
Getting stormy here.
So let's introduce Lisa. Her bio is Lisa is an open, honest person with a willingness to help everyone, and it's true. If you've been on any of her scopes, you will know that to be true. She is passionate about gardening and cooking. Can you say foodie? Batman or Superman? She's just awesome woman. She is happily married to the sweetest man in the whole world. They have 2 very energetic, adorable dogs. Lisa struggled with weight issues her entire life. There's Risa. She says hi.
Hey, Risa.
She lost 80 pounds and has kept it off since 2002. Lisa has made it her priority to help others do the same. She is a board-certified holistic health practitioner who doesn't believe in diets. She helps you learn how to eat delicious foods, and the bonus is losing weight. She runs her practice virtually and in person. So Lisa is an amazing person. I've met her on Periscope, as I've met so many people. And Lisa, tell us a little bit about how did you gain the weight in the first place? If you don't mind, what epic of your life or era of your life, like your age area, and you've kept off since 2002. So how did that come about? How did you gain it? Why did you lose it?
So first I want to say thank you. I'm honored to be on here, and I just adore you. So this is really fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just was heavy my whole life. Our whole family's heavy. Like my sisters, my siblings, cousins were just big people. And when I was a kid, I did everything the wrong way. I starved myself, and I totally messed up my metabolism. And I did all kinds of diets. I did everything that I could. And it was embarrassing being that heavy. I missed prom, I missed dating, I did all that. And it was really hard. And I got to the point where I just wouldn't eat. I'd have like a salad all day and that's it. And I was exercising, but I still wasn't losing weight. So after 5 years of research, I ended up going and getting gastric bypass surgery.
Oh my gosh.
I was very nervous about it because there's so many people that get it and gain all the weight back because they don't lose. They don't learn what they need to do. And I knew I was doing everything wrong. So I got the surgery, and then I just really started exercising a lot and really learning the right way to exercise and doing education on nutrition, and that I really needed to feed and fuel my body and not starve my body. And it keeps freezing, Risa says. Oh.
We'll just keep going.
Okay. With that, and I kept the weight off and I started getting healthier, and people kept asking me, how are you doing this? What are you doing? So I decided I was helping people anyways. I ended up, I lost my job in corporate America after 20 years, and I said, why not start a whole new career? And I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition to become a holistic health coach.
Which is online.
It's online, yeah, and it's an amazing class, and I learned so much, and the key is taking care of yourself, and not worrying about society or anything else.
So when you say that you had gastric bypass surgery, and you said a lot of people don't know how to eat, and you knew you were doing everything wrong. Are you talking about before the gastric bypass or after the gastric bypass? And that's why you went to school?
Yeah, well, before the gastric bypass, I did everything we think. I tried to exercise more and eat less, but I was eating way too much, not enough. And I thought I was eating healthy, where I realized once I went, and started studying on my own, that I wasn't eating enough proteins. I wasn't eating, you know what I mean? I would have
a balanced.
Yeah,
a balanced
it was very
diet.
unbalanced.
Yeah.
And I do maybe shakes, weight loss shakes or something like the Slim Fasts, thinking, you know, that was going to be good. The frozen dinners, the lean cuisines, all the processed foods that are out there for people to lose weight.
What would you say to somebody who is trying to lose weight right now and they're considering gastric bypass? Would you encourage that? Would you have them look at whole foods in their diet before they went to that measure? What would you say to somebody?
I think I'm not an advocate so much for the surgery. It's rare for people to keep it off. Mm-hmm. I think people think it's a quick fix, right. And they think, oh, let's get this, I'm going to lose weight and it's good. And they're not working out, their skin's all saggy, and they don't really learn to eat. I mean, I went to classes, because you have to go to classes, and they would say, you know, people would ask, well, how can I eat Doritos? And I was thinking, this, you know, you're going through all the surgery, you need to learn how to eat. So if somebody's really struggling with their weight, I'd say really talk to somebody that can help you to learn how to eat properly and learn to eat foods that you like, but in a healthier way. And there's always some kind of exercise that you can do. I mean, I'm not saying you need to lift weights and go crazy, but, you know, walk your dog, do some gardening if you've never exercised at all, and get moving.
So you can be, I mean, you're a coach. I mean, you can help people, so people can reach out to you if they're interested. And that's coachwithlisa.com, correct?
Yeah.
So coachwithlisa.com. And now, in keeping your weight off, what are the foods that you would say are because we know carbs, protein, and fats. But what are some foods, because where you excel as the cooking mama, where you excel is at food prep, and it's very hard for people to put something together, like a quick meal, like what should I have for breakfast? What should I have for lunch? But just quick, because we're all in a fast-paced society and everything's moving so quickly. So give us some examples of food prep. How do you help your clients?
So ironically, I work with a lot of people that don't like to be in the kitchen and they don't like to cook at all. So I really need to be creative with people, because I absolutely love being in the kitchen. So I teach people that once or twice a week, stay in the kitchen for a couple hours, cut up your vegetables, get them ready, prepared, get them, clean your fruits right when you get home. So it's not that we don't want to eat a piece of fruit or a vegetable. It's just you get home, like you said, you're quick, you're tired. It's like, I've been at work all day, I have kids, whatever, grandkids, whatever.
The last thing you want to do is wash your fruit.
Yeah. So, instead you're going to go, oh, well, there's a bag of chips, or, So it's right. Meal prep by getting all your vegetables, fruits cleaned. I'm a big advocate of soups, because I think soups are really comforting, even in the summer. You can put a lot of different types of vegetables in there, so you can really consume them. So I teach people how to make big batches of soup, put them in little 1 or 2 cup containers, put them in the freezer, and then you're good to go. Make chicken, and same thing. My husband, I get meals prepared in all the containers ready for him to go, and he can just take them out of the freezer.
That's great. Yeah. Inga says she loves soups, is what her comment to you. Are you watching the broadcast there? Can you see the comments as they come in?
I have it on, but I'm not looking at it. I'm fine. Which way do I look? Which way do I look?
Just put your phone by you so you can see the comments. Okay, so soups are good, and vegetables. What else would be for a person like Inga is my friend, and she has 2 small children, and she's constantly, and Rhea, my friend who's visiting right now, small children, and just like they're not, well, one's a single mom, the other has, but it's just a very busy lifestyle. So what would you start for, what would be a healthy breakfast for children, and you're in a rush, and children are in a rush?
Right. as adults, we have to watch a lot of the sugar, and with kids, we have to watch a lot of the sugar too. But if you can give them finger foods, bananas, grapes, if they're real little, obviously you have to cut the grapes in half. Teach them how to have slices of apple with maybe some peanut butter. You can always do French toast ahead of time and freeze slices of French toast and then pop them in the toaster oven or in the toaster. You could even do that with a pancake and they could just grab it. I like to make a lot of stuff and freeze it, and then you can just grab and go. It's never too late either to start kids with juice and smoothies. You know what I mean? And those can be made the night before and grab them the next day.
So let me ask you, if you are not eating a lot of sugar, and if a banana is high on the glycemic level, and you really don't want to start your children off with sugar in the day, but more, more fats and proteins, how would you start a breakfast like that? What would you suggest for somebody who's really trying to avoid the sugar highs for the children? More balanced.
You could do hard-boiled eggs. You could do even get them used to maybe having vegetables in the morning. I mean, we're in a society where we think we have to have like eggs and pancakes and stuff like that for breakfast. But I mean, my day usually I start with soup a lot of times, like miso soup. Yeah. So for kids, I mean, you could even get them used to having a little soup. But if you're on the go and say you're getting them ready for school or daycare and everybody's in a rush, maybe some good whole grain bread with all natural nut butter if they're not allergic to nuts.
Yeah, I know. There's just so many. There's so many things. So, so vegetables are always a really good thing to fall back on, and even one of the things that my health coach taught me, it was really interesting. But 3 years ago now, he said, eat your dinner for breakfast, or eat your dinner for breakfast. So whatever you had, typically because it has your carbs, your protein, and your fats, and it's you typically have, like, maybe you would have. For those who are meat eaters, you might have salmon or lamb or something like that as your meat, and then you'd have that left over along with some veggies and maybe like a sweet potato or something, so you have your complex carbs, your carbohydrates as well. So that was one thing that served me well, to have your because you're absolutely correct, Lisa, is that we are a society that it's like we have to have our Captain Crunch. God forbid you have that extruded, horrible, sugary cereal for breakfast. It's so bad for you. But so sugars and those kinds, like we have breakfast foods, and you have so many other things, right? When you get rid of that mindset, because it's mindset, and when you just discard that mindset, you Risa says, just say no to that. Just say no to extruded cold cereals. So. Toaster, strudel, Pop-Tarts, Risa's saying. Hi, Irfan. Welcome. Okay, so then let's talk about lunches for children, like in the and for spouses that go to work and you're packing their lunch and you don't want them to eat. What would you suggest? And considering that people are trying to go maybe gluten-free or with all the allergies and everything else. Where would you start? Because you work with specialized people. So how do you start people? Like, what would you feed them for lunch? What would you cook in your kitchen for somebody who has all kinds of allergies and food sensitivities? Or am I putting you on the spot? Because it's hard.
No, it is. And I think it's just everybody's individually right. You have to deal with different food sensitivities. I'm a really big salad fan, and I know a lot of people aren't necessarily salad fans. So one of my go-to for everybody that I can think of, and even kids love it, is a chopped salad. I did a scope on it a couple weeks ago. It's just a little, I think it's called the salsa maker. I got it on Amazon, like $20. And you can throw everything in there, and it doesn't taste anything like a salad. So, this is a way to put foods in that you may not like, because when you're eating a salad or you're just eating vegetables, you taste that one thing. When you chop all this and it's together, it's almost like I want to say like a relish. I don't know how else to describe it. And that you can make and get everything in, and it's good.
What is that? What is that called again? I saw that scoop, but I don't remember what it's called.
It's called the salsa maker.
Oh, the salsa maker.
Yeah.
The salsa maker. So everybody who's watching that, get yourself a salsa maker. And it's only, what, $30? $20.
Or
it's 20.
It's not expensive.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, with that, like I said, you can get a lot of different vegetables in that you might not like, but it's a good way to add it. And then always add, if there's no allergies, nut seeds. You know, you can put chia seeds, hemp hearts. That adds a lot more protein for you. You can add raw sunflower seeds, raw pumpkin seeds. All those things give it extra crunch. And I think with kids, it gives them something to chew. So it's not like a light fluffy lettuce or something. It's really hearty.
A light fluffy lettuce. I mean, no, you're right. That's funny. It's true though. It's true. So, if you were to, now you've had some interesting clients, like we discussed last night. You've actually had people come to you that were diagnosed with cancer and were, you know, this is like, here it is, Lisa. This is my last chance. Help me. Do you start with salads? Do you start with the salsa maker? Do you, what kind of menu would you provide these people, especially if some of the people you work with, because you are about weight loss too. So some of these people, a lot of, especially, you know, in the Western world, are overweight or obese. So where do you start with somebody that is, let's start with that. With somebody that's overweight or obese, how do you, what is a diet that, or have we already covered all these things? And in what proportions maybe would they buy, like a list?
Well, ironically, a lot of overweight, obese people don't eat a lot. They just tend to eat the wrong type of foods. So I try to, and one of the theories we learned at Integrative Nutrition was, it's called crowding out. Because if you tell somebody they have to go on a diet for the rest of their life, forget it. It's not a diet. As we know, we want it to be a lifestyle change. So I don't like my clients to jump all in and say, okay, this is it. We're revamping your whole diet. No. What I have them do is add one new good healthy food a week. So I'll say, maybe they don't like broccoli because greens are important and it's hard for some people to eat greens. So I'll say, let's do broccoli. And I'll give them, say, 5 different ways because I don't want people spending a lot of money on food they might not like either. And depending on how it's prepared, you may or may not like it. So it's a good way to try different things. Once you start eating that healthier food and you enjoy it, find a way to enjoy it, then the next time we add another healthier food. So what happens is you're adding one after another, and eventually you're eating healthy and clean, and you've revamped your whole diet.
Do you work with people on their mindset to overcome their eating addictions, maybe, or I mean, how do you approach that? Because first of all, you've been featured on you've been featured on ABC, Fox, MSNBC, and NBC for your extreme weight loss, which was 80 pounds, and you've kept it off for years and years and years. What you had to change your mindset in order to do that. You had to come to a place that said, this is it. And how do you help people to get there? What do you say to them?
So basically, we have conversations like you and I are talking right now. I try to get to know people and get to know what's going on in their lives because most people that are having weight issues, it's something else in their life. Either they're not happy with their job, they're not happy with their relationship, maybe they don't like their family members and don't know how to get around or away from it. There's things. So as I talk to people and get to know them, I try to figure out what these things are, and we work together, and then we work on what can you change, you know? Maybe you're missing spirituality in your life. Maybe there's something missing. Maybe you had something happen to you when you were younger. So my job really, it's awesome because it's kind of like, when I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a psychiatrist, you know, because I just really enjoyed getting to know people and getting inside their heads. And really, when I'm working with folks, that's what it is. It's getting to know people, getting inside their heads, trying to figure out their inner selves, and teach people that, again, the old saying, if you don't love yourself, you can't love others. A lot of times we don't love ourselves, and then so we're maybe turning to food, or maybe, you know, you feel lonely. So it's more like, my job's really more like being a psychiatrist, or psychologist rather, because I don't prescribe medication.
So you're Lucy in the Peanuts. You're Lucy with the 5 cents, please.
Yeah.
That's you know, it's so important to be listened to. That is one of the main things that I find with people. It's just when you dig deep to find out what's going on with yourself, sometimes you have to ask yourself the right questions, and it's just so much easier. There's one thing that, and tell me if you work with people this way too, but I like to help my students to journal, because you have the answers, right? We all have the answers. And real quick before I finish that, let me just reintroduce Lisa Magoulas. Is a certified holistic health practitioner. She's lost over 80 pounds, kept it off since 2002, and she's been featured on ABC, Fox, MSNBC, and NBC for her extreme weight loss. And she loves to cook. Her nickname is the Cooking Mama, right? Is that it? The Cooking Mama. And
that's what I'm dubbed.
and journaling is very, very helpful, Jen. And so Debbie's like, Lisa. So do you recommend that? I mean, what would you say the biggest benefit in journaling is to your clients and to the people you serve?
I think, and I wake up every morning, the first thing I do before I even work out is journal.
Yes! Woo! Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's
okay.
Awesome.
I think it's just important because you have thoughts in your mind and you can write them down. Sometimes we don't say what we feel, but you can put pen to paper. It's kind of a cleansing. It's I guess that's why there's so many great authors out there, because they can write their story. So I actually ask folks to journal every day if they can. Even if you wake up, do a to-do. Yes, to-do lists are really important too, because that's another cleansing. Because if you're all scattered all over the place and you're crazy, and that could be a weight issue too, because you're scattered, you don't know what to do. Again, you're out of time, you're grabbing whatever. If you have a to-do list and you prioritize it every day, crossing things off feels that accomplishment is wonderful. We all need a sense of accomplishment. So between the to-do list and journaling, it's cleansing. It's a cleansing effect.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, it's one of the things that for my own journey to health was one of the biggest, the most amazing things that I could ever do for myself. And yeah, it's an amazing thing, because everything that you just said, you get it out of your head with the list. Says, I think that was Jen. What else would, so let's just talk about food as a lifestyle. And I want to ask the viewers, do you have any questions about food sensitivities or allergies or anything like that for Lisa while we have her? Okay, so Debbie's saying she agrees, but how do you start? And Debbie, I know you came in just a little bit late, so can you just do a little recap on that, Lisa?
How to start as far as nutrition or journaling? I'm not sure which that.
Oh, good point. Debbie, was that journaling or is that nutrition? I don't know what that was either. I missed that. If it's journaling, I can answer that. Sit down and start writing. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing a webinar on that. Oh, how to start journaling. Debbie, seriously, I'm doing my webinar on that. But go ahead, Lisa, and explain. How do you start journaling? How did you start?
You just sit, pen to paper, and you just write down all your thoughts. Anything you think of, just write it down, whether even if you have something to do that day, if you have a phone call you have to make, if you have to go grocery shopping, if you're stressed and you don't want to do something, just write down all your thoughts, because then you may look back at it and say, oh my goodness, there's a pattern here. You know, I was frustrated this day, you know, and I didn't want to talk to somebody on the phone, but I had to, maybe a family member, and then you start eating or whatever, or then you don't eat because you're so stressed, and that's another thing, you're not eating, so that causes weight gain.
How does, explain that? That's very, very cool. Why does not eating cause you to gain weight?
Because your metabolism slows down and your body thinks it's starving. So what happens is, if you don't eat, your body goes into this starvation mode, and then when you do eat, it stores the food because it doesn't know when you're going to eat again. And that's part of the problem I had when I was a kid. You know, I would eat the one meal a day thinking, oh, I got to lose weight. I'm a heavy kid. And I totally messed up my metabolism, you know.
So you said that you lost so many years of your life. You lost your dating time, and you lost your I mean, just your high school. I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, you know, when
Because
everybody else was dating and having fun and everything,
right.
I was so happy. I didn't do any of that.
So now since you've lost the weight since 2002, correct? Since you kept it off.
Yeah.
Describe your life now since you've lost the weight and kept it off.
Here's the thing that's really crazy is when I lost the weight, people treated me different, and it was, nobody talks about this part of weight loss. You think, oh, you're going to lose weight, life's going to be awesome, you can buy clothes, you can do whatever, you're going to meet people. But what happens is it's an emotional attachment. You're emotionally attached still to your own body, and physically you still think you look that way, but you obviously don't, and people start to treat you nicer. You know, guys would start talking. I mean, I don't want to say guys didn't talk to me because I was always that nice friend that everybody, so I always had a lot of guy friends, but it's a very difficult emotional thing, and once you start getting the attention, it's a mind game, because you're like, you know, I'm still the same person. Why do you like me more now, or why are you attracted to me now when you weren't before? So that took a long time for me to get over, and now I just don't care. I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm proud of myself. I'm comfortable in my body, and I just think it's hard to, if you don't feel good about yourself, it's hard to be comfortable with yourself, but it's a mind game, and it's a mindset. We went back to the mindset that we're talking about, right?
Exactly. And pretty much, wouldn't you say that it all comes down to mindset?
Yeah.
It starts with mindset, and I would include journaling as part of mindset, because it helps you to get to where you want to go. And then it's the food and the nutrition, because you need to know how to start. You need to know what to put in your body. And in a nutshell, by the way, I'm extremely impressed with your journey. And there's a very good reason why you were featured on so many media outlets for your weight loss, because that's a huge, humongous, beyond awesome accomplishment. And to keep it off, that's what sets you apart from so many other people, because the yo-yo game comes in, the mindset comes into play, you go back to old habits and all of those things. So while I had the opportunity, I just wanted to say I'm extremely impressed, and I love you, and I appreciate you for, you know, everything you're doing, and that you come on here and you share your story with everybody, because I know it wasn't an easy journey for you. And I'm impressed with what you do for your clients, because tell us just a little bit before we go. Just tell us a little bit about some of the clients that you've served, and some of their accomplishments. You know, that what they've achieved in their goals, whether it be their being sick and now feeling better, or weight loss.
Thank you. It's really funny, because I thought I would have more clients that want to just focus on weight loss, but I have a good majority of clients that want to just become healthy, and they've had diabetes, like you had discussed, cancer, and just wanting to feel better. So what I do with them is, it's called an elimination diet. We try to determine what foods they can and cannot eat that their body reacts to or doesn't. And just in that process alone, people end up, just by product, end up losing weight. And because you're losing weight and you're eating healthier food, I've had people with diabetes, and I'm not saying I know how to cure it, but anybody that I've worked with that has diabetes has reduced or gotten rid of their diabetes.
So you're not saying that you know how to cure it, but you are saying you know a way to reverse the heck out of it, right? Because we can't say that.
I know.
Okay. So, is there anything else, Lisa, that you would like to tell people how they can get a hold of you, and if you have any last thoughts or any advice for people, why don't you go ahead and blast off with that, because you're getting a lot of hearts.
Thank you. Yeah, I just think it's really hard, but try to spend time every day for yourself. Do the journaling, do meditation, do some form of exercising, breathing exercises. Clear your mind, really be at peace with yourself, and learn to love yourself no matter what shape, height, ethnicity, whatever. Just really learn to find a way to love yourself. One thing I really find is important, and my friends at first were laughing, like, what are you doing? I bought markers that you could write on glass,
Uh-huh.
And I put motivational sayings throughout my house on glass, and I'll say I love you or whatever. So when you're in the mirror and you say I love you, it really reinforces that overall well-being. Once you start feeling better about yourself, everything else falls into place. So
boy, that's true.
Yeah,
very, very true.
Otherwise you beat yourself up. But if anybody has, thank you, Risa. If anybody has questions or wants to contact me, you can reach me at coachwithlisa.com. And I just love Lynnie. And I just want to say, Lynnie always goes, doo-doo-doo. And what's really
yes,
funny,
I do.
my husband always says, shoop-a-doop. So kind of reminds me of this. And then, cheers to you, my friend. It's not BPA, but I've had this thing for like 20 years. And
I was going to yeah. It looks very 70s
yeah.
or something. It's like, whoa, look at those colors. That's funny. That reminds.
And I drink this every day. Water, not coffee.
That's funny. So we have been interviewing. I've been interviewing Lisa Magoulas. She is a certified holistic health coach and practitioner, and she does scopes. Her hashtag is @LisaMagoulas, MAGOULAS, and I will have this up on my CrazyAwesomeHealthyYou.com. I know this is a lot, but I'll have it up on my site. I'll try and get it tonight. I still don't even have the first Kathy Hackles from yesterday up yet, so I will get these up so that people can see these interviews, because you've added a lot of value to a lot of people today, Lisa, and you continue to do that in your life. So thank you so very much. I appreciate you so incredibly much. I can't even tell you. And I love what you're doing for people. I love how you're changing the world, not even one person at a time. I mean, now with Scope, Periscope, you're changing it by the hundreds. So catch Lisa Scope. She does an amazing job on her scopes. Risa, thank you. Debbie, thank you. Inga, Tula, everybody who's on here, thank you for watching. Risa, thank you, Risa. I appreciate that. She says I'm an awesome interviewer.
You are. You have great questions.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Let me turn around so people can see me. I don't know if they really want to.
Thank you.
Yeah. So hang on there while I just say goodbye, and then you and I will say goodbye. But let me just take this off for a second. And I know you're getting seasick. Not you, but everybody else. So I'm just horrible at this kind of stuff. Well, I'm not horrible at anything, actually, but I'm not the best at this. There I am. So now I turn. Tap. You're absolutely correct. So again, I'm Lynnie Wennerstrom, creator of CrazyAwesomeHealthyYou.com and author of the book 7 Simple Steps to a Crazy Awesome Healthy You. And I invite you to tune in Monday through Friday for my new, I know, thanks Risa, for my new show, which is Beyond Awesome Show. And that it is at 11:30 normally, but Lisa's going to be on tomorrow. Lisa and Risa, I'm getting myself confused. Lisa Magoulas we just interviewed Lisa Magoulas, and Risa Lynch is going to be on tomorrow. Is tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Is tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow is Risa, Risa Lynch, and we'll be talking about nutrition with Risa as well. So how can you follow that? Oh, she's like, how can I follow Lisa after that? Oh, believe me, girlie, you can. You're awesome and amazing. We are all awesome and amazing. We all have a lot to offer the world, and the world has a lot to offer us. So it's all a mutual thing, mutual love fest. So thank you guys so incredibly mucho. So are you, Risa. You are awesome as well. So we'll chat with you guys later. Thank you for all the hearts. And I'll get this up on my site, Crazy Awesome Healthy You. No promises that it will be tomorrow. But I see you, Lisa, sending Risa notes. It's Periscope. I see all. All right, you guys have.